Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I'm going to be making a card based on GinaK's Facebook group's monthly card challenge. This is one using a split stencil. You need to use two different background stencils in GinaK products for the majority to make your card. So I thought that's what I would do today. And I've decided to use a gray card, but it's going to be pink and gray mix. So I'm using GinaK's Stormy Sky. This is 10 inches by 7 inches. Folded it at the 5-inch mark. Folded it over and creased it with my bone folder. And then I used GinaK's Master Layouts 8 to make a black and a white layer for the front. And the black, if you don't have these, you don't need to have them. This is 4 5/8 by 6 5/8. Yeah. And then I think I got that right. No, it's 4.5 by 6.5, and the inside is 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. Sorry, my brain is still a little foggy. And then I used a piece of 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 white that's going to go on the inside of the card. Okay, and then for my stamp, I'm going to use the new incentive set from November's release, Blooming Butterfly. And for my two stencils, I have chosen Harvest Flourish, which is one of my favorite ones, and Twirl It Gingham, which I've only used a couple of times, but I think it's going to work nice in this card, I believe. And then I'm going to be using Delicate Dahlias, and I want to use Sending Love, just the die from that. So what I want to do is stamp first. And I have already used my stamp because we're going to use a mask layer on this one. So on my card, I want my card to be most Harvest Flourish with like a strip of Twirl It Gingham in the middle and about there. So I want to get my stamp. I'm thinking if I put the stamp over here, and I want to angle it. So I'm going to angle it like that. And I don't need to condition this stamp because I used it a moment ago to cut out my mask layer. And I would use GinaK's ink, but I'm using alcohol ink markers, so I'm using VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne. And I'm going to stamp this down. And I'll do another layer of ink. That looks good. So I'm going to pull this out, clean off my stamp using my tidy towel. Just set that over there. Now I do want to stamp, and I'm going to die cut out that sentiment phrase. So I have a scrap of white cardstock here, and I want to use the bottom of it. Save as much of this as I can for scrap coloring, etc. And I know I want to use this Sending Love. So I'm going to stamp that down there. And then I'll die cut that out in a little bit. I have pulled some ink colors, but I need to sample them to make sure they're kind of the colors I wanted. So that's why I wanted to use the top part of this for testing colors. And that looks really good. So clean that off. Pardon me. I wanted to apologize for not having a video on Friday. My family's going through some issues. My brother has some health issues, and my dad's second wife, technically stepmother, was diagnosed with stage 4 small cell lung cancer. So she just started chemo the other day, and then Friday, diagnosed with a blood clot in her arm. So things just aren't going so well. And I may be in or out making videos for the next amount of time. All right, I'm going to just die cut that out. And I'm actually going to die cut that twice so that I can use the height and make this just a little thicker. And I'm just going to do that up there. Well, my stencil book keeps wanting to fall on the floor. Okay, I've got that cut out twice. And I'll just set these aside. All right. Now I'm going to do my stenciling. Got my waffle flower grip mat here. And I'm going to put this down. And I always do mine at an angle. And I have, this is on masking paper. GinaK's Masking Magic works great at any masking paper you have. And as you see, I didn't cut out the head, nor the big tail, nor the leaves, because for one, the dark ink will really cover up any of the stenciling I'm going to do on this card. And I didn't mind getting a little bit of the stencil image in the leaves. I just thought that would add a little something. Now I'm just going to use, this was a scrap from when I cut out the card. Well, hello, Pumpkin. Are you coming to say hi? Honey, say hi to everyone on camera, and then I need you to take it off the desk, please. Can Mama do her? Why, thank you. My hand did need a good bath. All right. All right, you got to get down, honey. I love you, too. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm going to use the Harvest Flourish on this side and on this little piece over here. And I do want to use, I know this color, Soft Stone. I think that is a nice gray color and will go nicely. Oh, I better put that stamp back on here before I misplace it. All right. And I don't want this to be overly light. I want it to be like medium. So I'm going to just press at the base of my brush. And of course, I really need to ink my Soft Stone up. Let's put you up here. And I'm just going to lift this up to see if I'm getting the color. Oh, yes, I'm getting the color intensity I want. All right. Now I'm going to move this over here and do the same on this strip. Okay. And that leaves a nice distinct here. Now I'm just going to pull this in half, and I'm going to put this down where I already put that stencil, because in here now is where I'm going to put the Twirl It Gingham. And this is where I need to test colors. I pulled out medium carnation and passionate pink. I'm not quite down with my gray, but I'll set that aside for now. And I just dropped my pink brush. Yes, honey, I got it. Thank you. He's good at finding things Mama drops on the floor. All right, now. Oh, that looks good. Okay. So I'm going to go with a medium hand on that and get the Twirl It Gingham. I'm going to line it up with the edge of this. And then that way I know I'll be sort of even when I twirl it. All right, I'm going to go with a medium hand. Well, that's a fairly heavier hand than I thought, but that's all right. See how that looks. Okay, now I'm going to twirl it this way and line that up. Now I'll see if I can line it up. All right, that goes like that. So I need to mark the top. I have a little piece of washi tape here. I need to mark the top. I marked the side with the paper, but not where I stopped at the top. So right there. No, honey, you can't come up. I'm sorry. I'm going to twirl it and mark the top. And now I'll use my very light hand with this color, because I just want this to be light. Just light. Very, very faint. Okay, now I'm going to twirl it again and line it up. And it's going to go right over. Twirl it again. Nope. All right, so I twirled it and twirled it. Now twirl it. And line it up. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with gray, because I want this card to have gray with some pink accents. And I'm going to pick the same color as the paper, Stormy Sky. But I don't want to do a real dark hand. But I don't also want to do, I guess I'm going to do a medium, which means I'm going to be pressing it a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I like that. All right. Let's see how it looks when I pull it up. All right, now I'm going to take what's left on my pink brush and just kind of go over the edge a little bit. You really can't see it. There's not a whole lot left on the brush. I'm just toning down the whiteness. I guess I'll take a tiny bit. I wanted a tiny bit more. All right. Just want to tone it down a little. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the edges. Not a lot, just a little. Because it's going to be up against that black. And I just want to have a little bit. And actually that butterfly doesn't look too bad in gray, but it's going to get colored here. Just a hint of pink on the edges. All right. Now I'll get my tweezers and we'll lift up this mask layer, if I can. All right. Now I'm going to color the butterfly. And this is where I really need to check my colors. Look at that one. I'm going to put these in order so that I can see what color they are. That one's really bright, so that'll be for the butterfly. That one. I found if I lay them in order, pardon me, I got to hold the recording. Okay, I am back. Sorry for that. That was my brother. He is going to have surgery on December 27th. Start of a new year, I guess. All right. I'm going to do this pale color for the flower over here. I might not use all these colors because I wasn't really thrilled with some of them. This is RV198. This is light pink. I'm going to do two of the flowers in this color. It shouldn't take very long to color, which is a good thing. And feel free to fast forward while I'm coloring. All right, now, I kind of like the next medium pink for the second flower. And then I'm going to also use this to do some highlights on the first flower. This is RV380 Raspberry. Now I'll use this in the center of this lighter flower and just follow the black lines that the stamp already had on it, and just thicken them up a little bit in the darker color. Okay, now for the butterfly. I'll come back to the greenery. I'm going to do the larger ones in this brighter color, which is RV593 Fuchsia. And I'm going to use the same fuchsia to do the center of the darker flower and follow the lines. All right, and color these in. Okay, not liking that last one. I'm going to use RV497 Bright Pink to do the next two rows. And I'll also use this same one to do these small flowers that are off of the larger. Okay, now I'm going to come back with the medium pink, the first one I used on the darker flowers. And do these two rows, and then I'll do the very final one in the pale pink. Definitely a different color butterfly, but it's my butterfly. Okay, and then the palest one again. Now for the leaves, I have chosen apple green G287 and bronze green G554. I'm going to start with the apple green, which is the lightest color. And there's not a lot of coloring on this one. I hope they come out with a die set for this. If they did, I forgot to order it, but I would really love to have this butterfly popped up on the card. All right, I'm going to pause because I want to add some metal stripes to this card. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. These are from Grossman's Design Line, Stickers by the Yard. And I want to put silver alongside this. I think that will just add a little nice component to separate the two layers. scissors. And I'm going to make a little bit longer and put that down the back. And then for this challenge, you had to use majority of GinaK products except for things like that she doesn't make. Like she doesn't make these in nor alcohol inks. All right. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the card. I'm going to move my grip mat here, and I'm just going to clean it off. Now, I am going to pop this up on the card panel. So I'm going to use some foam tape. And silver stripes back on that paper. I've got to get back to watching Craft Roulette. I just haven't had the time to take the time to watch it, what with everything going on. And then this is going to be above the black. And then I'm going to glue the flat black down separately. Now, normally I would put the black on and then pop it up, but I wanted to have a little bit of distinction between this and the black layer. Now, I'm going to put a little glue on here just so that I can have a little wiggle room getting that centered. And I think I need to put it on a piece of scrap paper because the black is the same color as my desk mat. This way I can see it a little bit better to get it centered. There we go. All right, now I'll put that on the gray card, and I'm going to put the inside in. I have seen a lot of comments, not on my YouTube, but I did have one person ask me, and then I've seen them on the web too. People are wondering why they're using wet glue and then their paper wrinkles. Well, it may look like you put a lot on, but you just put this flat. You don't put down a really large bubble layer like you would for like hot glue. You just put a very thin layer on, and so your paper doesn't warp. All right, now to get those 2 sentiment strips put together. And then I'm going to bling this like crazy using stickles. All right, get this going in the right direction here. And I'm still going to pop this up. And I'm just going to use, I have these little foam dots. These ones came from Hobby Lobby, but wherever you get your foam dots from will work just fine. These are a little bit of a higher loft than my strips. These are a little over 1/8 of an inch tall. Not tall enough that you're going to have to worry about mailing the card or anything. All right. Okay, and I want this to be straight. The butterfly is crooked, so I want this element to be straight. Now for the flowers, I'm just going to use my plain Wink of Stella in clear, just to add a very, very hint of glitter to the flowers. But for the butterfly, I'm going to take diamond stickles. And I'll get out my stickle brush. There it is. And I'm just going to put diamond stickles all over this butterfly. And the same with the stickles as far as the glue. I don't put a big glop down. I just put a fine layer and move it around with my brush. And I'm going to put that right over the black of the butterfly also, which will make the whole butterfly just shimmer in. Now I do want to add some rhinestones to this. Let's see, the plain silver would look nice, but I also have some in pink, so I'm going to try one of these pinks. Let's try the cherry pink and see what that looks like. I'll make some in the cherry pink and then some. Let's see, let's try raspberry. Ooh, I'm kind of liking the lighter color there. I'm going to use the raspberry. I'll use the raspberry for here. And I'm just going to kind of place that around the butterfly. And tuck the glue in. And then I'm going to take the cherry and put it on the center of those two big flowers. And it needs some on here. And I might just use the silver on here. Let me see. Yep, I'm just going to do 3 straight down the middle. Definitely a different card. Okay, well, that's my card for this challenge. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for all the interruptions. And I will be back tomorrow, hopefully, with another video for you. Thanks for watching.